Hello, everyone. Welcome to our last and final webinar of the first ever Virtual Hermes Expo. I want to thank all of you who are here with us. I see Elliot. Hi, Elliot. And Maria. Hi, Maria. Let's unmute you guys. I will send you an invite to turn your mics on. Maria, where are you? There you. Okay, Elliot, I still can't hear you.
Hello.
There you go. How are you guys? Sorry. Now I can hear you guys. Okay, good. Thank you so much for being with us. It's so good to see you guys here. And real quick, I just want to thank all of our viewers. We'll be accepting questions at the end. There is a chat box underneath the video screen, so please feel free to add any questions in there for Elliot or Maria to answer after their presentation. Elliot and Maria are with CBM, an accounting firm down in, Elliot, where are you guys located? In Silver Spring, Maryland, or? Oh, for some reason, I can't hear you.
Bethesda.
Okay, I can hear me. Can I hear you now?
Can you hear me now? I turned my mic on.
Okay. Thank you, Maria. And Bethesda. Okay, great. So I just want to thank you guys for being with us, and let's get the show on the road.
Great. Thank you for having us, Aphrodite. Maria and I are from Councilor, Buchanan and Mitchell. We're a CPA firm in Bethesda, Maryland. We also have an office in Washington, D.C., and Maria is coming to us live from Orlando, Florida. So we are today presenting on the benefits of remote accounting for small business success. CBM is we're turning 100 years old this year. We have about 100 employees, and we have a very robust client accounting service sector. I just want to let you all know, Maria is the Greek speaker out of the two of us. So if there are any questions in Greek, please address them to her. Our lovely pictures. And recently we were featured in the Washington Business Journal. We've been doing a lot of work in the DC area to help various nonprofits and small businesses acclimate to the COVID environment. We have a dedicated coronavirus resource center on our website. We do a few webinars every month to keep everyone updated on the various CARES Act provisions, PPP, finance and investment updates during times of COVID. And to get on with the show, Maria, would you like to take over?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Kalomina, everyone. Maria Banderi. Originally, my parents are from Crete. I'm a first generation. I work for CBM now for about 7 years, and I've recently become a remote employee for 2 years now. And now that everyone's doing it, it's kind of a transition for everyone else to kind of learn what I've been doing. But, it's different for everyone. There's different challenges, different industries, and not everyone can be remote in a full capacity. So we have to really think outside the box. It's a rapidly changing environment, especially with new rules and new changes, and different states have different things going on. But, we have to think how is this business operation going to operate in this new environment? And how can we change with the times? And how can we implement it for even after COVID? So on top of everything, we're responsible for caring for employees and continuing the services to get our revenue and maintaining our customer base. But, on top of that, living our lives, living at home. And we're tasked with the day-to-day accounting and compliance responsibilities. CBM is one that helps other companies do that as well. But, you have your own internal stuff to handle as well. Can you move to the next slide? So how many of you have your organization's transitioned remote because of COVID? And what are some of the things that you've had to change? For example, like, have you had to change your space that you're working in? Like, for example, I just bought these shelves not too long ago. You got to invest in yourself, invest in living this life, because we don't know when the vaccine is going to come out. And, socialize through your collective goals with your coworkers. You can kind of create like a group fitness goal. You can, learn something together through like a happy hour or something like that. And like, try to get over your obstacles that you're coming through with COVID. For example, like, I need to sit up straight more. My back hurts from being home. Exercise, overworking, taking care of your kids, trying to help them like get through school. It's a tough time, but everyone else is going through it with you. Can you move to the next one? All right, so one thing that's become very important with COVID is moving from paper processes to paperless, becoming more digital. And this is another thing we need to think outside the box for. And what are the pros and cons regarding each process of becoming digital? Like, is it actually going to take you less time doing certain things? Like, for example, in CBM, we were printing out tax returns in order to check off, accuracy or, reviewing them. And some people were saying like, well, we should be more digital. We shouldn't be printing and whatever, like, because we were printing and then we'd hand it to the person and they would make the changes or whatever. And, some people really do feel like that's faster. I can just skim through each page and then just scan it back in and send it to that person. And some people feel like, I can just do it on the screen. It really depends on the person. You got to think pro and con. What's the goal? And am I saving time? That's kind of how it goes. And, some quick facts are roughly 70% of the total office paper is wasted. 30% of printed papers are never picked up from the printer. I mean, how many of us have gone to the printer in our office and seen just stacks of paper that people didn't pick up? And it's not even just like, the blank pages at the end or something. 45% of printed paper will end up in the bin. And like, what's so bad about paper? Papers get lost. Paper requires space and storage, requires physical presence to process. It's redundant and cumbersome procedures. And, in some other aspects, there's a security issue. For example, like we could be printing, and I know in bank environments too, like, there's sensitive information. So if you're printing it out or it ends up in a bin or it's not shredded properly, then, you're just leaving yourself open to internal control problems. You're also printing more. So you're actually spending on paper and ink on yourself, really, unless your company's paying for it. And it hurts the environment. So you might want to think about making the switch. And could you move to the next slide?
Slide 9.
Yes. So think about making the switch, because even after COVID, there will be sick days, there'll be snow days, there'll be days that you just don't want to go in the office. There's a lot of traffic outside. And, if your employees can work at home, then it'll be easier to get things done. You'll save time with processing because everything will be digital. You won't have things waiting for that employee to get back in. You'll have access to your people a little bit better. And people are just happier if they can work from home as well. Anything you want to add, Elliot?
Yeah, so I added that last line in there. It's possible to teach an old dog new tricks. And the reason why I asked that is I work a lot with helping nonprofits and small businesses take their accounting function and putting them digitally onto the cloud. And one of my experiences was working with this organization where the average age of the employees and volunteers was about 75 years old. A lot of elderly folks, and they had dial-up internet, and everything was paper, lots of paper receipts, carbon copy paper, forms, files, and everything. And what we did was we put them on, we had them upgrade to fiber optic internet, high-speed internet. And then we put them on the latest softwares and digital platforms. And they loved it because their treasurer used to have to fly back and forth from her home in Texas every 2 weeks just to process payables. And when we put them on a digital cloud, she didn't have to come to DC anymore. She was able to kind of do it from everywhere. So we can, even if you go to vacation in Greece or you go back and forth from Greece to the United States, you could do everything digital. There's no need to be in a physical location anymore.
I've worked from Greece. It's awesome.
Yeah, Marie, you were in Crete a couple years ago doing work there. So some software applications are key in order to make the digital environment. So I'm presenting here a chart that has all the different areas for your accounting functions. You can see everything from your banking, fixed assets, fundraising, financial reporting, and client billing. And one thing for this chart is that no chart is applicable to the same company. Every company is different. Every company is going to have a customized workflow. Especially if you have multiple locations, multiple employees, if you do purchasing, inventory, and how you do your collections. So the term that I like to use is accounting infrastructure and how all of your systems are going to work so that you can get to your general ledger in the end and to be able to produce your financial statements. So some benefits to being in the cloud. As we said earlier, you can access your accounting functions anywhere. You can access them in Greece, in the United States. You can access them anytime when you're in the office, when you're not at the office, after you put your kids to bed, when you wake up in the morning if you can't sleep, if you need to go to sleep. And it shifts the responsibility from a administrative paper organization to an IT infrastructure. And the added benefits are security, maintenance and updates, backup, and it reduces the amount of paperwork and filing. Not only that, you'll be able to seamlessly collaborate and share. Maria and I do this all the time where we share screens, we work on the same document at the same time sometimes. And Maria, would you like to remind the audience where you're working from today?
I'm working from Florida.
Right, and I'm in Maryland, so it's as if she was working down the street from me, and there really isn't any sort of difference.
Sometimes we share a screen even in the office, just because it's easier than standing over someone.
That is true. There is absolutely nothing worse than trying to do something on your computer while your boss is standing over your shoulder watching you, right? And then you're able to easily get help from your accountant, for example, to be able to just kind of seamlessly buzz them in and share your screen with them as well. So right here we have a list of software applications that you can use in your digital accounting environment. One thing that I like to point out, as you can see, there's so many of them. Each of them have different strengths and advantages and weaknesses, and each of them integrate through differently. You may see some that you recognize, you may see some that you don't recognize. My favorites are Expensify and Tally. If you have employees that do expense reports very frequently, this is a digital system where you can do your expense reports through your cell phone and just take a picture of the receipt and instantly upload it instead of having to staple paper file, find that missing receipt. You can code it. You can send it for approval all through your phone. You don't even have to go back to the office to get it done anymore. Maria, do you have any in here that you use frequently?
Probably QuickBooks.
QuickBooks Online.
Yeah, and I work with ADP payroll quite a bit.
I use Bill.com a lot, BluePay. So the key to all of these softwares is how do they integrate together? So software integrations can increase efficiency and provide other benefits. So it reduces redundant data entry. There's no need to enter it on one list and then have to enter it on another list altogether. Expense reports are my favorite example. After if you do an expense report, there's no need to give it to us or Maria or whoever does your accounting so that they can just retype it into the system. You can see real-time and current information. So as you're incurring expenses, we can see it. It increases productivity because you're spending less time on it, the reliability of data, and it speeds up your decision-making. And as many business owners, this is the key fact. Decision-making needs to be quick and you need to have all the data ready to go as concise as possible. So here I put a little visual together of some different softwares that integrate together. But one thing I want to warn about is just because it does integrate doesn't mean that it should integrate. There are some different ways that you can summarize and re-enter reports or other data redundancies. So ask someone who has an expertise in these software systems, or even ask the software systems have great customer support as well. Maria, would you like to address Professor Ciola's question?
Like I said in the chat as well, you create a work-life balance for yourself. So creating a schedule can really help with that. And it doesn't have to be very specific, just I want to work on this for 2 hours and then I want to take a break and then I'm going to start on this other thing. So it doesn't have to be super concrete and super but that way you're also not stretching your hours so much oh man, I worked all day on this one thing and I never got to this other thing. So you kind of give yourself goals and stop places and make sure you actually get up and move. I found that to be difficult for me at the beginning. I wasn't actually getting out of the chair.
In the beginning for me, I was getting overwhelmed with so much to do and so little time. And then I had to start working on prioritizing what I'd like to get done. And Maria, as you said, setting time limits, and things like that. So client accounting services. These are the services that we provide. A lot of CPA firms provide them now. Before digital infrastructure was common, what we would see a lot is that a CPA firm would have to go send a staff to their client's office location for the work to be done there. And that was inefficient because it would kill a lot of time for commuting. It would kill a lot of time for shuffling through the papers, making sure that everything is there. But now that everything is going digital, it's very easy for us to be able to access your systems anytime, anywhere, to work on it kind of as we please. We were able, for our outsourced accounting services, we mandate that clients need to go digital. We will no longer visit their offices. So during the COVID pandemic, we were able to transition to a fully remote environment within, we announced it on Monday. I think Tuesday I was fully operational. I went to the office and I stole my standing desk. That was kind of it. And we seamlessly transitioned. All of our clients seamlessly transitioned within a matter of days. But we found that a lot of clients that haven't gone digital, it took them a few weeks or even months to establish processes and procedures in order to have an effective accounting function, whether when and where people are going to go into the office to receive mail checks and send them out, who's going to sign and approve paper invoices and how they're going to get to the check signer to pay them, especially if they live in vastly different locations. So it does have its benefits. So outsourcing to the CPA, these are some services that you should look out for, and they can include the financial statement reportings, bank reconciliations, managing accounts payable, invoicing and accounts receivable, payroll processing and support, monthly closing and journal entries, support with your annual audit and tax filings, process design, customization and optimization, budgets and forecasts, 1099s, property tax, other filings, and advanced planning capabilities. Aphrodite, I don't know if you want to chime in to see if any of these you think will benefit the Hermes Expo or the Hellenic News of America, but I'm sure some of these look appealing to you, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, and I love everything that you're going over. I think it's something that everybody should be kind of made aware about. So I want to thank both you and Maria for taking the time to do that. And I really enjoyed actually some of the programs you talked about before, kind of just bringing those to light as well.
Yeah, we got a few more pages to go. So here are some more benefits. It frees up management and executive time. Allows more time to focus on growth and stability, segregation of duties for small organizations. This is key for internal controls and to prevent fraud. A cheaper than a full-time qualified controller or CFO. Efficiencies realized through cloud and paperless workflows, which we went through pretty extensively. Enhanced internal controls that are routinely assessed, and access to a full accounting department, but pay only for what is needed. And we don't have downtime. And say I go on vacation, it's August 2021, we're going to Greece, and I'm in Chios, where my family's from, and Maria is home. She can be able to easily pick up for me, and you won't have any interruptions for people going on vacations.
That's great. I was just going to ask you.
So then you don't have
Elliot.
I'm sorry?
How safe is this system? Because I know some people worry about like data breaches and all that. So how safe?
The systems itself are extremely safe. For every system that we recommend to our clients, we always assess safety and cybersecurity, or else we're not going to recommend it. In addition, a lot of CPA firms, especially ours, we are extensively trained in cybersecurity breaches and threats. So we have, Maria knows this very well, we have phishing tests all the time that are sent to us. We have, some voicemails that sound fishy that are sent to us by a security company just to make sure that we're on top of our game.
Awesome.
Not only that, it can be easier. Say one of the fun tax evasion methods back in the 90s was floods and warehouse fires, which are, since everything is backed up and redundant, the risk for that is very low now.
Thank you very much, Elliot. Sorry, go ahead.
Not a problem. So some other benefits, you don't have to hire, train, or manage staff. We handle all of those for you. Office spaces, hardware purchases, software maintenance, we handled all that on our end. We constantly assess all the new the softwares and new systems that are coming out. If we see something, we'll recommend it. We have, for example, the Expensify and Tally. I had a law firm of 12 partners that used to do paper expense reports. We put them on Tally, and it saves them so much time. Proactive compliance. Alexander, I see your question about the tax question. Will come after that in the end, if that's okay. Proactive compliance with the latest accounting standards and tax laws, especially with Congress these days. Tax laws change almost every month at this point, and every year, and we're constantly reacting to that with all of our continued education. Opportunity for earlier tax planning. If we see something, we'll say something, and then continuous monitoring for improvement efficiencies.
Elliot, can I ask a question real quick?
Yes.
How has COVID-19 affected tax laws and everything that you guys are doing?
So for us, we've experienced a lot of new laws and regulations regarding the CARES Act. So the PPE, the EIDLs, and we're staying on top of that every day. We're providing a lot of seminars. If you go onto our coronavirus response site, we actually have a very concise Excel spreadsheet that you can use to track your PPP forgiveness, your Paycheck Protection Program. Maria, do you have any additions that you'd like to make?
I mean, I would love to dive a little deeper into this because I think because you guys are experts now, right? I know a lot of people are facing a lot of challenges and difficulties in this area, in this aspect. So, do you guys have like any piece of advice you could offer businesses right now that possibly have a PPP or an EIDL?
I would just say that to keep track as best as possible. Use the resources that are available, constantly keep updated on what's coming out. The SBAs, there's another debt forgiveness program that the SBA has available that's not as popular as the PPP. And we've assisted clients in the application process with that. I would say cash management, debt management, and other cash flow management, key performance indicators, projections. Those are very important right now to kind of keep up to date on everything.
And
I would say a lot of
make sure you're documenting as much as possible.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
I would say also when the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, that was also an exciting time too, of things changing every day. But if you like to subscribe to our website, we do seminars pretty routinely on CARES Act, COVID relief, and other issues that pop up.
Thank you
pretty regularly
for sharing that. That's very, very, very crucial information. Thank you.
Not a problem. So outsourcing to a CPA, you'll have a trusted advisor in your corner. We take a teams approach. We respond pretty instantly. If I'm gone, at least someone else will be able to respond. Maria's extremely responsive and prompt with emails. We all have different areas of expertise. In our firm, we have over 100 professionals, everywhere from financial planners to tax experts, outsourced experts, automotives, and nonprofits. Experience with special situations, we can always customize your experiences. Built-in review and multiple sets of eyes, and outsourced accounting providers who are part of a CPA firm have additional experts and resources available for proactive solutions and advice. So if we don't know it, we have places to go. We have internal resources, external resources, a lot of research banks, and places and referral sources and everything.
Well, you guys have 100 years of knowledge under your belt, right? So
yeah, next year is our 5th anniversary. So we're doing a lot of fun and exciting things for that. One of the things I like to highlight, especially now, is a pretty good time, are key performance indicators, or KPIs. This is how a lot of firms can visualize and measure success. And a lot of business owners know, and even if you're on your local parish council, when you get a set of financials, the numbers can be overwhelming. But if you're able to visualize it in a concise format, then it's a lot easier to understand. So we're going to go through a couple of the KPIs. For example, this is a comparison of general administrative expenses between this year and last year. This was provided to one of our clients, that's a trade association. So you can see compares last year to this year, how you're matching up, and that way you can react in case anything comes up. And this is a lot more concise than just an explosion of numbers coming at you. Investment balance trends and accountant observations. As you can see, there's this large dip here in March. I think we all can guess what happened there. And revenue projections between this year and last year. So when you look for an outsourced service or any sort of help in selecting your accounting services, you should ask what do you need and what is available to you. We have been able to onboard not-for-profits, small businesses, medium-sized entities in as little as 2 days, as far as just converting them to an online system, putting them on the latest softwares, and taking over on our end. So if anyone has any questions, Alexander, I see you have a question. You can take a look at, these are some upcoming webinars that we're doing. Please take a look at our website if you have any questions. And if anyone has any questions in Greek, Maria will be the one that will address them.
Do you want me to read off the questions to you guys, or how do you want to?
Sure.
All right, cool. All right, so Alexander is asking for 1099 individuals who have filled a Schedule C. Do you think claiming a home office where you haven't in the past be a red flag? Or the increase in supplies, hardware, depreciated items, etc.?
Sure. So as long as you have proper backup to any of your claims, that should suffice. Home office has specific designations, particularly the exclusive use rule. And the IRS has come down hard on that in the past, and it also hasn't. There's one case out of New York. A gentleman had a second bedroom in his apartment in Manhattan that he used as a home office, and the IRS tried to disallow it because you had to walk through that room to go to the bathroom, and they said that is no longer exclusive use. But he fought it. He won. He got it back. So as long as you're able to properly support it, then I think that, especially this year, would be different. Definitely ask your CPA, accounting professional, and provide to him all of the details and maybe even a narrative as well.
Agreed. Any kind of documentation that you can do, even if it was a red flag, doesn't automatically mean you're going to get an audit or anything. You might get a letter that you need to respond to, but no need to worry necessarily. Just make sure, I have the support in documented and everything, and you feel confident about it.
Thank you both so much. Any other questions for either Maria or Elliot? And if anybody wants to reach out to you guys aside from this chat, how could they go about that? Oh, perfect. You put the screen up. Okay, great. You beat me to it.
So here are our email addresses. Feel free to send any of us an email. We are on LinkedIn. We are on, you can check us out on our website, cbmcpa.com. Check out our resources that we offer, especially through our Coronavirus Research Center. We have a few of our seminars up on YouTube that have been recorded. And if you have any questions, as always, reach out to us. John Ciolis asked, many prefer talking directly to CPA, not remote. How do you deal with this? If it's in person, then come by our offices. I'm sure one of our CPAs will be able to, put on a mask and communicate. But we video chat with clients all the time. It's great to share screens, especially today. So we can do a hybrid approach depending on your needs. As far as outsourcing goes, as we prefer the processes and procedures to be uploaded to the cloud, but we go to board meetings, we go to, we have in-person consultations. You can fly down to Florida to meet with Maria. We'll meet you in Greece. Please, we will definitely meet you in Greece.
That's awesome. I love it. So real quick, guys, what are, I want to say some key facts here, how you're helping people dealing with any challenges they're facing with COVID-19 and filing their taxes. What would you say would be the number one issue right now?
I'd say that one of the confusions that will be brought up sometime in April is the $1,200 relief check. Because the way that they had to incorporate it into the tax law has to do with some complicated refundable tax credit based on your 2019 returns. So it may cause some confusion in the future. As far as your tax documents go, your CPA should provide you a secure portal. Please provide them through the secured portal instead of through an email. Emails, especially with sensitive information such as social security numbers, are not considered secure, but the secure portals are. Communication is key, documentation is key. Tax planning, reach out to your CPA as regards to any tax planning, timing of cash payments, etc. Maria, do you have any input on your end?
There are some documents that like your average person doesn't realize your social security number is on, like for example, W-2 or even like your 1099, there are social security numbers on there. And you don't want to be emailing documents or even taking pictures and sending of these documents. It's just not safe. Even if you were to put a password on it, try to use something like Dropbox through your phone if you can, to make it easier on yourself. I know not everyone is computer savvy necessarily. So when you're trying to deal with people who don't know how to use a scanner, for example, or have people fax stuff, Staples is still open. Just put your mask on. Yeah.
Thank you both very much. It was a pleasure having you here on the first ever Virtual Hermes Expo. Well, thank you for joining us again at the Hermes Expo. And if anyone has any additional questions that you would like to chat privately with either Elliot or Maria, their information is up here on the PowerPoint. And of course, this has been recorded and will be published at a later date, so you can replay at your convenience. I want to thank you guys very much. Congratulations on your anniversary. And hopefully we can all get together very soon.
All right, thank you, Afroditi. We definitely look forward to it.
Thank you.
Και εμείς ευχαριστούμε, Maria. Thank you.